back with the round bales. Keithy came down about 3 days ago, and we've got a little temperature probe here. This thing does temperature and it does moisture as well. So I'll show you in a sec. You just jam it into the bale and it'll give you a reading for both. We were expecting these bales to heat up a little bit, and hopefully we've done it before where you just leave them out, let them heat up, then they'll cool back down and then they'll be okay to bring in. But you don't want to stack them up in your shed, because if you start stacking them up in the shed, the heat builds up and they can actually catch fire and burn your shed down. So you don't want to go doing that. They came in a little bit green. We had one good day to get them in. The joys of British weather, that's the way it gets you sometimes. It's a bit of a shame. Stick it right in the middle. And we're going to press the temperature button, which is reading 60. And then you hit the moisture button, which is reading 19. So I will take a picture of that so we know for next time, and we'll come up here again, we'll test the same bale again. What we want to know is if they're heating up or if they're cooling down, because once they're on the cool down, we will come and move them and we can stack them up somewhere. We've had, since we've baled these, look, since we've baled these bales, we've had over an inch of rain, so they had to come in one way or the other. And that is reading 20, so same, 21 nearly, and 61. Okay, we'll probe them again, and yeah, we'll see what they're doing. We'll see whether they're heating up or whether they're cooling down. Because it's still raining outside and the weather's rubbish, we're doing some grain cleaning out. I've got Peter and Keith with me, just a few bits of machinery to move out, a load of sweeping out. Used to have some hay bales this side, grain the other side, and we'll just get it all blown out, tidy it up, ready for harvest, and yeah, we ain't got to come back to it. But, there ain't much to do up here, just a bit of sweeping out, some fertiliser bags to move, etc. And look at the weather outside. This is my new Michelin man.
One that does all the work, the one that doesn't.
I'm in the teleport, I've got to do all the hard work. Look at the weather. Ah! Horrible. We are stood on our rock and roller trailer. Why is it called rock and roller?
Because that's what it does when you go down the road.
Wow, that's what it used to do, didn't it?
Rocks and roll. Yeah, until we changed the front axle and wheels.
The front axle?
Front wheels. Just have just normal tip trailer tyres on it.
How bad was it when you went down the road?
Bad when it was loaded up, it was pretty bad.
Was it? Anyway, so this one's known as the rock and roller, but as you can see, the bed is completely, well, it's rotted away now, so it's time for a new bed. But me and Keithy have got to try and it looks like there's a bed on a bed at the minute, so it's a bodge on a bodge. So what we're going to try and do, what we're going to do is rip all the wood off, get it right down to bare metal, see what we got, and then I think the farmer's got a new bed for it. It's not all going to be done in one day, but me and Keithy are just going to try and get rid of all the wood first, stick it in the tipper out the way. Then we'll put a nice new bed on it. Peter will probably put some new lights on it. It had 4 new tyres last year, didn't it? Yeah. We're going to fix her up and get her looking nice. Yeah, she'll look pretty smart.
I know I messed it up, but in my soul, I feel a love for you that's out of control. Sometimes I feel like I can make you whole. I just can't change my emotions. There isn't anything I wouldn't do to prove that everything I say is true. And if you let me, I'll keep loving you. I just can't change my emotions. Come on, love me again. You're all I need. Can you love me again? I need. Come on, love me the way you did. I just can't change my emotions.
Raining again, obviously. Peter, finally got our tractor back, haven't we?
Yeah.
Just to you, I got it wrong last time, didn't I?
What did you
the
say?
way I described what happened. What actually happened? So you coming back with the baler on, weren't you?
Coming back with the baler, I put my brakes on to go over a speed hump. It just went bang, stalled the engine, locked all four wheels, and skidded to a hole.
Yeah.
And that was that.
But,
Anyway,
but you managed to drive it
but
back.
I started it back up again, reversed back, it was fine, and drove forward and it was fine. So I just pulled on the side and had a quick check round, couldn't find any problems, and then limped it home.
But we noticed we could hear a sound.
Well,
Couldn't
it
we?
was
Like metal
fine until
grinding.
you touched the brakes, and then it sounded like a bag of spanners in the back end.
Yeah.
But as it turned out, it wasn't in the back end at all. It was the front wheel drive prop shaft lays inside that big casting, and it had sheared off at the front.
Yeah.
And when you touched the brakes, it was the prop shaft rattling and knocking around in there.
Ah.
So it wasn't the back end at all. It just sounded back there.
Yeah.
But it was just in there. So they've had to put new prop shaft. You can see the label still on it. Look.
Yeah.
New prop shaft and a new shaft in the front there.
Right.
They had to take all the front axle off to do that.
Yeah. But we were saying we were worried about the back end, weren't we?
Yeah, I mean it was a good result really, because it saved them having to go into the back end of the tractor.
Yeah.
They had to pull front axle off.
Yeah. And you've been driving it for a couple of days.
Yeah, it's back to normal. It doesn't feel any different.
That's a good result then. Yeah. That's not quite so serious as we thought.
No,
is it?
no. Won't be cheap, but it'll be less expensive than it could have been.
Exactly. We love this tractor, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, we all love it. It's our favourite. So that's a good result anyway. It's good to have it back, and it's looking like weather's coming back, so it'll be well appreciated back in the yard, and because we'll be haymaking as soon as the weather turns. We'll be haymaking again. Anyone know what that is? Makes a funny noise. I couldn't tell you what it is. Right, I need to dry this off again. There's a kite over here, so I'm guessing he's squawking about over that. Right, centre of the bale, temperature 53 and 11, moisture 20. They're all on the way down, which tells us something. So now we'll monitor this again for about a week. We want to get these off the field really, because we don't want to ruin the grass. But if they become stable and they keep coming down in temperature, I asked the farmer what would be a high temperature, and he said something, I think he said 80 degrees or something like that. 80 degrees Fahrenheit would be a high temperature, but they're on the right way, they're turning the right way, which is good. Which means if we can get them stable, then we can go and put them in a barn somewhere, and this will all be well, it'll be grub for the cows. Just wanted to show you the barley, the spring barley. Actually went a few weeks ago, we were looking over it and it had all gone yellow due to the wet, and it's, you know, it's damp again underfoot, but as a whole it's not too bad. There's a little spot of black grass here, but over the farm it's actually pretty clean. We're really happy with it. Crops here are looking really well. We're quite impressed with them. Have a little look here. Head size not too bad. Hopefully it stops raining now and a little bit of heat, and that'll be all good. Hey up! Hey up! Hey up! Go on! Hey, 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 hey! Go on! Go on! Go on! Here comes the parachute plane. Would you do that, Charlie? Would you go in one of those?
I
Would you?
nearly went on.
You youngsters are mental, aren't they, Pete? Would you do that, Pete?
No.
Neither would I. What about bungee jump? Would you do that?
Well, yeah, I want to do that. I want to go to New Zealand and do that. And then
Ag done one. Ag done one.
Did it?
Yeah. What a madman. Would you do a bungee jump, Keith?
Bungee jump?
Yeah.
Might have done when I was younger. I don't know if I'd do it now.
Oh yeah, monkey. Go on.
Smaller pen.
Go on. Hey, hey. Come on. Come on. Come on. Go on. Go on. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Go on. Get up. Good. Good. Come on, go. Come on. Go on. Go on. Go on. How are we? Looks a good scratch, this one. There you are. You're good. You're a good boy. Go on. Go on. Hey up. Hey up. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Hey up. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. Oh no. That is the end of the test. It's been a bit of a killer of a day actually. Really warm. Me and Charlie have been dying in the pen. But we got it done. We've had some really good news actually. We've gone clear. But better still, we've had some news regarding the last test. They gave us some news that 2 of the cows had to be deemed as inconclusive from the last test. So they had to come and take them away. And we thought we were starting again from the test. But apparently this is now our second clear test. Because those cows were tested and they were showing no lesions, that actually means we've gone clear for 2 tests straight. And the vet said to us, we're not completely convinced, because until you get the letter from DEFRA saying that's it, you're clear, you don't truly know. But the vet just told us then that that is our second clear test, and we should now be on back to 6 monthly testing. So we'll get a word with the farmer. We're just going to put the pen away, get everything cleared up, and yeah, that's a lot of work, but you don't mind if you get a good result at the end like that. But that one was a clear test, nothing showing there, so maybe just maybe things are turning around for us. It's been 2.5 years we've been locked down with TB, and that's the first time we've gone clear since. So we're really chuffed. That's a lot of work to do that in the middle of summer. We got her done, and it looks like high pressure building in from next week, so we might be back to haymaking as well. So who knows, we maybe everything's turning around. Back to the last test where we thought they took 2 inconclusives, and we thought we were on for another 2 tests of clear, weren't we? Didn't we?
Yeah.
So
We thought that they had ballsed up. Actually, it's just turned out for us, it's been okay.
yeah,
But in essence, with all we've done, yes, it's good to go clear. But in essence, mate, all you've done is move the test on 6 months.
yeah,
So instead of testing every 60 days, you've rolled the same problem on, you've just rolled it on for another 4 months extra to what we would have done. But I am cynical about it,
yeah.
because the headlines will be that TB incidence is going down, and it's not. It will be exactly the same.
Yeah.
How you can get around that, I don't know. Until
No.
they get a test that is accurate.
What happened with our last test, because we thought we'd gone clear, hadn't we? They said to us that they were going to do us on the normal scale, didn't they, when they came?
No, we thought we'd got 1 inconclusive, and then a couple of days later they said that they weren't going to read it on the normal scale. If they read it on the harsh scale, it meant we had one reactor and one inconclusive. So they took both of them, which we were cursing at the time because it was a bit of a change of their mind. But as it's turned out, it's been okay because they deemed that there was nothing wrong with them because there was no lesions.
Yeah.
But that's been the story all the way through now.
Yeah.
You know, if you've taken 50 animals and had 2 with lesions,
Yeah.
percentage-wise, that's madness.
Yeah. It's a lot of. Yeah.
And if you get into the nitty-gritty of it and ask the question, do those the lesions mean that they've got TB? The answer is no.
No.
It could be scar tissue. It could be old pneumonia scar tissue. It could be something like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm 29, Matt, and I've never seen a cow die of TB. Top and bottom of it. And you ask farmers, have you seen a cow die of TB? And the answer is no, we haven't.
No. No, and you wouldn't let, if a cow was bad, we wouldn't let a cow suffer, would we? We wouldn't stand there and watch a cow suffer, would we?
And I'm very,
No
very,
farmer would they?
No,
No.
no. But I'm cynical over whether there is a problem with it. I'm sure there must be animals that have TB,
Yeah.
but is the test accurate enough to find it?
No.
I honestly don't believe a
But-
word they tell me.
The biggest ask for us is the 60-day testing, isn't it? Because
Oh, madness.
it's just the work that's involved when we've got cows out, isn't it?
You tie all of us up for 2 days,
Yeah.
and most people it would tie them up for 4 days because they wouldn't be able to get round it in 2 days.
No.
Just, it's what it is. You've been a lot of Pete and Keith moving the pen.
Yeah.
We're going from one to another, and just the money tied up. Most people couldn't afford to have 2 pens, man.
No. Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, and I don't mean that in a clever way. It's just it's a bloody big expense.
No, we're quite lucky, with what we
Oh,
have,
yeah.
but we work hard for it, haven't we?
Well, we have to gear ourselves to doing something in the days given,
Yeah.
because we know if we're haymaking, right, we don't want to be stopped.
No.
Um,
No. So
and
it
that's
is.
a difficult one.
It is good news in terms of we haven't now
Yeah.
got to go back out in September and get them all
Yeah.
back in and test them again.
Yeah, definitely.
But they're still, we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. They'll still send you a letter, won't they?
Oh yeah, yeah.
To tell you what will happen next.
Yeah, they
won't
might change their mind by that comes.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
I would not be surprised that next week things have changed.
Yeah.
In essence, you just move the test on. Don't bank on going clear next time.
No.
You know, that's everybody you talk to the vets, and it gets them down because farmers, the first time that a farmer has TB, he's listening to what they tell him. The shock is, let's have a go at the vet, but it's not the vet's fault.
No.
For me, I just go into a test thinking we're not going to go clear.
No.
Simple. And there's no issues. You take a trailer with us, we load up, we bring them home. If they want to pick them up, come and pick them up.
Yeah. We got caught up with that last time, didn't we? Because we didn't take the trailer.
Yeah.
It went inconclusive. Then
Yeah.
they decided that they wanted
Yeah, well,
the
that's
animal.
it. We were ready to load it, but they said, oh no, we'll come and retest it, and then 2 days later change your mind. Oh great.
But they don't realise we've then got to go get all the gates set up,
Yeah.
struggle
Get
to
them
get them
back
in
in
again
again.
because they won't want to come in. They don't.
And they're in 2 bunches.
Yeah.
It's never in the same bunch,
No.
not ever. You've got to go and do 2 bunches because
Yeah.
they're in different bunches.
So it's a struggle, isn't it? It is a struggle.
And even with a calf, mate, if you've got a problem with a cow and you take the calf, you see what,
Yeah, the cow goes looking for the calf or whatever.
Well, even with the calves, you see what's happening. We had 3 calves here. They take the 3 mums, and
Yeah.
the calves are here singing for, because we all know that they're going to stop. You give them 5 days,
Yeah,
they'll have got over it.
yeah.
for
But it's a
that
shame
5
to walk by
days,
them
if
every
some-
time.
yeah, exactly.
It's a shame. You can hear them. They're calling for mum, and yeah,
As farmers, you get used to it. If you were on the outside, you'd say, well, that's damn cruel.
yeah, yeah,
And that's, it's what it is.
yeah.
And it's not good. I don't think it's good.
No,
If the test was 100% accurate and they come to me and said, right, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, this is what the end of it will be, right, let's get on with it, get it sorted.
yeah,
But messing about like we are is just And it's not a money thing, it's just an irritation and work. It's a work thing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants them, man. Look at the boys' faces when we say we're going TB testing.
No, nobody looks forward to that day, no.
You want doom and gloom.
Yeah.
And that is, and for all of us, it's not just for any, for Pete and Keith and yourself, it's for all of us.
Yeah.
Crazy situation.
So the next step, as it stands, without them telling us something else, would be they come in January. Next test would be January.
Yeah, just after.
And then you
Christmas.
start again with the testing, 6 monthly testing until you have a breakdown again.
Yeah.
What would happen before you broke down with TB? What would happen before if you got an inconclusive?
They would retest it, always.
How long after that?
The minimum was 60 days in those days, so the minimum was 60 days, and it would have been about then. They would just book a day. Any time after 60 days, you would retest it.
And just retest that one, or retest everything?
No, retest that one.
Oh, right.
But nobody's in it, going back a year or two, Matt, nobody's in any great hurry to do it because it was never really a relevant problem, to be truthful.
No.
They would always do an inconclusive twice.
Yeah.
And if there was no, they might even do them 9 times out of 10, there wasn't a problem.
No.
I've had a bull that has been almost to a point that he's on the border in a reactor, and they would retest him the following 60 days, and he would literally be clear.
Yeah.
That is how random it is.
And that's the irritating bit for us, isn't it? Seeing them go inconclusive one time, then clear it the next. And there's no rhyme or reason to half of it, is there?
People tell you, get rid of them. That was a decent bull. That's why we didn't get rid of it. And my dad said, he'll be clear next time.
Yeah.
Don't get rid of him, he'll be clear next time. And he was.
Yeah.
Because you could sell him in that 60-day period. You could sell him. You could send him to slaughter and get rid of him and get rid of your problem.
Yeah.
But it's so random. Yeah.
And what are we down on numbers since the breakdown? Was it 2.5 years ago, roughly?
Yeah, I think they've taken 52 or something like that.
So you had a herd of what, 130, was it?
Yeah, and it won't be just cows they take. You'd think it would be old cows where the problem would lie within the old animals.
Yeah. But they were taking young stock, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
Calves.
The blood test is even more random than the skin test. That blood test is just a complete joke.
And how many of those did we have? 3 in that time, didn't we? The first one was the worst, wasn't it? They took the most.
The first one, yeah, probably, Matt. But the irritating thing with that is they never finished the test.
No, we need to talk about that because the
we
last test.
We actually only did 1 complete blood test.
Right.
The other 2 they never finished.
No.
And if you're saying to me, well, we've got to do these tests, we're going to fine you X because you're not prepared to do a skin test in 60 days. But actually, we're going to do a blood test and we're not going to do it properly.
Yeah, how is that any different?
Well, you want to poke them in the eye with a stick, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, that is just crazy.
No.
That's madness. That's, if you're going to do a job, do it properly.
What's the way forward in your eyes? If they were to try and get on top of TB, what's the way forward, would you say? They've got to have a test
You need a test that is 100% accurate.
Or vaccinations?
You need a test that you can know what you're doing, Matty.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
If you'd got a test that was 100% accurate, honestly, as livestock farmers, we would all be like, yeah, let's get on and do it.
Yeah.
If we test and we know that those animals have got TB, let's get them gone.
Yeah.
But it's not. So you've got to work with what they got. So what do? The other way is vaccination. Look how we've got on top of BVD. Vaccinating. Black leg, we vaccinate for black leg, we don't have an issue with that.
No.
So if that's the case, let's vaccinate the cows for TB.
Yeah.
And if the difference is that you can't go into the export market because of that, I think they are developing now a test that can differentiate between something that has been vaccinated for TB and something that has TB. And I think that test is in the offering.
Yeah. So,
but I've been hearing for 30 years plus that they're going to get on top of TB. They've got a 25-year plan. So have I, and that is I'll be retired in 25 years. And it might, they're never ever going to get on top of doing what they're doing.
No,
not ever.
But we're not going to give up, are we? We've got 4 Red Bulls in there now. Are you going to expand the herd again, trying
yeah.
to?
Yeah, we get back up to
'Cause
100
we're not
again.
going to let them beat us, are we? In terms.
Do you want it in layman's
Well,
terms? No, we can't swear.
No, but we're not going to give up, are we? We're not going to lay over and let them take everything, are we? So.
No. Matt, if you got two choices. You got to stop or keep going, and that's your choices. And
Yeah.
it is hard work at the minute. I will tell you.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a lot of work.
And I know for a fact, mate, and it doesn't matter whether it's the animal health, whoever it is, none of them think about me on a Saturday and a Sunday. They've all gone home and they don't give a bollocks.
They only do 4-day weeks, don't they? So half of
Whatever
them.
they do, Matt, but it's not something that bothers them.
Yeah. No.
For us, we're on it 7 days. It's what we want to do.
Yeah.
That's not really relevant to what we're doing. It's, the TB test is inaccurate, and that is a real problem.
Yeah.